This is crazy. Prom has gotten out of hand. 46 UFO videos were supposed to get released. I decided we are gonna start Habibi's book club.
Let's talk about it. Habibi on the mic, this the Rizk Report. Hot takes flying, stamping passports. Screw that feed, everything's a storm. Sit tight, we gon' make this make sense.
Yeah.
But we move fast.
Ooh, let it rock.
Break it all down. That's the show. Habibi here to brief you on it.
What is up, everybody? I am Habibi, your host of the Rizk Report. This is episode number 3. I hope you are enjoying life. I got a little bit of an echo. Don't mind me. I am in the new studio. There is a blank wall. It will get done, and it will need to get done fast because, like I said, there is an echo like crazy right here. So go ahead, wherever you are watching and intaking this content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, hit that share button, drop a comment, join in on the conversation. We have a lot to get into, a lot to talk about here on the Rizk Report. It's been a while, been moving, hence the new studio. We're getting it together. Let's jump right into it because, as you can see on the title, things are getting a little crazy, right? So we're going to actually jump right here onto Ground News. You know how we like our friends over at Ground News. We need to dig deeper into this, figure out what's going on, okay? Polish scientists recently utilized high-resolution CT scanning to examine a 2,000-year-old Egyptian child mummy housed at a museum in Warsaw, not going to pronounce that word, revealing previously unknown details about his life and burial practices. All right. The remains were brought to the city in 1914 as part of a private collection. We're going to pause it right there. Having a 2,000-year-old ancient Egyptian child mummy as part of your private collection, you should be on a list. You should be on a list. That is not something that I feel like normal. Labubus, trading cards, Pokemon cards, video games, shot glasses, snow globes. These are things that normal people collect. 2,000-year-old ancient Egyptian children mummies, that person definitely needs to be put on the list because they should not be collecting. That should not be a private collection, but I digress. Analysis of dental development confirmed the deceased was a boy who died around the age of 8, so that's about mid-aged at that point back then. While scans showed his brain was extracted through the nasal cavity during mummification. I think we all learned that in middle school. Typical Egyptian burial practice. Imaging detected a mysterious object resting on the boy's chest. It may be papyrus, one professor believes, containing the child's name, raising intriguing questions about his identity. So it's like a name tag. So the ancient Egyptians just add that to the list of things that my ancestors created, right? I am Egyptian. We created name tags. That's what this is. That, according to how I'm interpreting it, is I'm interpreting this as a name tag. Make sure you guys hydrate up because we got a lot of craziness to get to. I'm thinking this is a name tag. Let's see who is reporting on it. 3 people are center leaning. Popular Science. They sound like a solid source on something of this. If you're going to talk to scientists, Rachel Green taught everybody it's the popular ones that you want to talk to. They only wear pink on Wednesdays, and if you're not wearing the correct color, you're not welcome to sit with them at lunch. They're the popular scientists. All right, let's see what they're saying. Multiple mummy specimens have been stored, so this is just a random foot. This isn't the boy's foot. Preserved, carefully wrapped ancient body inside a decorative tomb. Here's my thought process on this. All right. You shouldn't be collecting mummy children. Let's make that a new unspoken human rule. How about we do that? No more private collection of mummies of any age, children, adult, older than adult, animal. Let's just not hold these in private collections. I think that's probably the best way to go about it. And here we go. We're on to our next one. The New Jersey Transit is planning to have trains go from New York Penn Station to MetLife Stadium during the World Cup. Okay. This is normally priced at a $13 ticket. And for the World Cup, it is going to be priced at around $150. This is a ridiculous thing, right? Let me tell you something. This is being reported from the New York Times, but now a bunch of people are reporting it at this point. And this, I'll tell you, is straight up robbery. Okay? It's one, right, when the corporate companies are price gouging, right? Uber, Lyft, it's always going to price something more after a sporting event, a music festival, a big holiday, nightlife in big metropolitan areas. We understand price gouging is going to happen. It's kind of that tax that you deal with, right? Everything in life comes with a tax or a consequence. One thing that is mentioned in the Daily Stoic, which will be a future entry in my book club, but they say that everything in life has a tax. You want to not do your laundry, there's a tax that comes with that comfortability. You want to get a cab during a busy time, you're going to have to pay the tax in that might be a while. There's these taxes in life. We understand those and we're okay having to take those. But price gouging on public transportation, this is NJ Transit we're talking about. So this isn't Uber, this isn't Lyft, this isn't DoorDash that's pricing your bacon, egg, and cheese a little bit more expensive because it's a Sunday morning and everybody's ordering breakfast. This is public transportation to a sporting event that is supposed to bring more people here. Ticket prices are already for this thing astronomical. So the fix for that is it's pretty much mandatory to take NJ Transit unless you're going to pay the tolls and the parking fee, which we understand there's going to be a tax with that. You want to drive comfortably when there's other options, you're going to have to pay the tax of the parking. We understand that. But when you have no other option, parking's astronomical. So you want to get people for public transit, keep the tickets $13. Price gouging for the government price gouging, is absolutely ridiculous. And shame on the decision makers there, because that public should not cost over $100. Point blank, period. Right? This isn't, what are we gaining from this? Honestly, you might be breaking even to if you just spent the $13 and you got that amount of people, because this is definitely going to deter people from going flat out. Okay. So let's take a look at this outfit first, okay? We're looking at, I want to call this sapphire. We're going to call this sapphire. This is a sapphire blue suit. It looks, that's a Louis Vuitton print. Double-breasted. I appreciate the double-breasted. We have Louis Vuitton accent on the double-breasted, on the pockets, and a line going down the bottom of the pants. You have, it looks like 2 chains, some glasses, maybe meta glasses. I don't know. Mom and dad look mad happy. Mom and dad, here's the thing. We ain't even really get to crazy yet. Mom and dad is matching. Look at mom and dad's shoes and socks and pants and they're all matching, right? They got the camo. He got cargo. She got camo that basically match. They got those brown, look like dunk lows. They got the same exact socks on. You wash those together, no telling whose is who. You got each other's left foot on. Everyone is coordinated here. You got heavy duty extension cords. I wonder what the chain is. What's the medallion you think? You think it's a custom one? You think it's OTF 1738? By the shape of it, I can't really see, but it looks like DJ Khaled, we the best. And I don't know what these shoes are. I think he got 4. I think his shoes are tied twice. I think each shoe is tied twice. That looks like 4 bows on each shoe. These are some ugly ass shoes. Here's the thing. When I went to prom, I went twice. Junior year, senior year. Junior year, I wore a black suit, black tux. Senior year, I wore a white tux. I was him, Timothy and Rizk. Okay. I rented both of those because I wasn't going to wear those again. This doesn't look like a suit that you can rent or a tux that you could rent. So when I purchase clothes for myself, I like to look at that item of clothing. I'll look at the price tag. And because I'm a cheap bastard, I have to weigh the options, right? What do I mean by that? Is that value worth how much I'm going to wear that? I'm not going to buy something that's $250 that I'm not going to wear. But if I'm wearing it a lot, then it's worth that $250. You understand me? If I'm going to wear a suit a lot, I'm going to spring and get a nicer suit because it'll last me longer. Therefore, I'll get better value. With this suit that this young man is wearing right here, it doesn't feel like a good value because when are you wearing that again? What is the next event that you're able to go to wearing this fit, wearing this costume? Halloween. But I just don't understand it. But let's see. Walking out. Mom's crying. Mom is upset. Oh, it looks like on the back shoulders here, we got Louis Vuitton on the back too, and on the cufflinks, on the button. This is too much Louis Vuitton. This is too much Louis Vuitton. This is like letting a toddler dress themselves. Okay, we got a cool balloon arch. Keelan, I'm gonna assume Keelan is the first name. Right here, you got a great view of the mom and dad's matching fit, right? So we can break this down real quick. Right here, you can see both pants are camo. Both are actually cargo. Her shorts, cargo pocket there. His shorts, cargo pocket there. Same socks, same shoes. They might got the same color underdrawers on. We don't know. Let's continue. We got pyro. We got the Shawn Michaels pyro. You know the pyro. Carl, you think I'm cute. No, I'm sexy. You got the look. Drunk, wow, you got the moves. Come on, it's WrestleMania weekend. Y'all know the Shawn Michaels pyro. Or is it? No, you know what it is? It's the Batista pyro. That, yeah, I walk alone with those things in danger. That's the Batista pyro. That's what that is. All right, continue. All right. So it looks like, so crazy. The yellow accent. So with the whole, there's so much to break down. Okay. The balloons, all the balloons are all the colors of his suit. You got the blue, you got the mustard, you got the brown. On top of that, they sprung for the security ropes. Instead of the normal red velvet, they got the mustard ropes to go with the mustard and the shoelace color. Black carpet. No red carpet. Honestly, if I'm coordinating this together and we're going with that suit as the main color, I'm getting a blue carpet. You got to get a blue carpet. You got that suit. But let's see. What else? I don't know what this song is. Damn. Why are there so many people out there? Why are this many people there to see this kid go to prom? Fire Dennis Rodman's shirt by this gentleman. All right, there's mom and dad back out front. It is an insane amount of people. Like, what is this for prom? Like, I remember back in my day, I'm going to sound so old. Back in my day, prom was very simple. We used to all gather at one person's house, whoever had the nicest backyard or front yard or whatever. They had the nicest thing of the thing, right? We would go there. Your mom, your dad, sometimes a grandparent, maybe an aunt will be there. But this many people? We're talking this many people? This is a lot of people. Right? We know what we used to do. You used to get with your prom date. I could show you. Look, you used to get with your prom date and you used to do that pose that was all uncomfortable where you would grab the person by the waist. You know what I'm saying? You would grab them by the waist and you would smile. You would, hold on, let me get it down so you can see the smile. You would grab them by the waist, right? You would straight chest up. You would put your whole stomach into their back and then you would just turn and then you would smile. And that was the prom picture. We did that. You had a line of about 25 of your friends and their partner that you didn't realize they were even hooking up until today. And you sat there like this and you smiled. You didn't have this many people. You had 2 parents, max. This is crazy. Y'all ain't got nothing better to do with your afternoon? This looked like the gym at 4 p.m. Terrible. This many people. There's more. I got social anxiety just from this video. Do you think this kid, when he grows up and he's like my age, right, in his 30s, do you think he's gonna look back at this and like be like, oh my God, I was ridiculous? Or do you think he's gonna look back at this and be like, yo, I bodied that shit, dog. I bodied that shit. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know if he bodied this. This neighbor, do you think this is Pyro guy here? This gentleman, do you think he's here for Pyro? The gentleman in the black shirt on the grass? Or do you think he's a pissed off neighbor that's like, why are there this many people here? This is crazy. Prom has gotten out of hand. I saw another video. I don't have it queued up. There is another one of a couple taking their 4-month-old to prom. That 4-month-old don't need to go to prom, y'all. I don't know who needs to tell you this. 4 months old don't need to go to prom. Let me tell you, when I was a senior, I didn't even want sophomores and juniors at my prom. You show up to my prom with a 4-month-old, I'm ripping your ticket up. You're not allowed in. And I'm going to eat your dessert. Because that's crazy. Bringing a 4-month-old. How you go ruin our time with your bad decisions? Insane. Speaking of insane, I don't know if you guys saw this. This was moving around X. It's got 10.6 million views. This woman went and posted on social media that she asked this guy she's texted to send him a picture And this is one of the pictures that he sent. And it's an AI video of him originally sitting on a building in what looks like Manhattan and then standing up in the middle of an intersection in the city. Complete AI. And I have one question. What app did we use to get this? Because I want to make this video of myself. Low-key, I mean, this is ballsy to send to a female, but it's also hilarious. And I really hope like you're an average height and not 5'4", because if you're 5'4" and doing this, and this is one of those I'm insecure, I'm having a moment type things, then this ain't a good look, this is embarrassing. But if like you 5'8", then this is just some funny shit. Let's see what the comments say. Oh my God, yes, he sent me a picture with this quote, and I'm like, oh yeah, this guy gonna think it's... Hold on, what does it say? The ground that I walk on is not the same ground that everybody else walk on, so I no longer walk on the ground that I have to keep looking back to make sure nothing is following me. I just see what's in front of me and keep it moving. Live life to the fullest and thank God that I can see another day. I don't know if I understand what the fuck that says. So I no longer walk on the ground that I have to keep looking back to make sure nothing is following me. That sentence does not make sense, but like, look at those pants. You a baddie. You, first off, right, as someone that does content creation for a living, I really appreciate the design of this picture, but this is something a baddie posts. This is not something you want to see a man posting, and we'll break it down. The quote that the box is in, we'll start there. He had to make that. That's either a square or there was a letter that he's hiding. He made it super big, but he had to make that square for that. 2, you know we had to make it. Look how perpendicular it is to the angle of his feet. That's hilarious. His feet are angled perfectly for the box to fit in. And then the quote fits perfectly inside the box. And then pants is way too tight. Pants just way too tight. But I still want to know what AI this man used for the video. So we're at some type of rodeo. We're focusing on the gentleman that's on this animal right here. So he's bucking. Okay, so it looks like a bronco. Got off that. Nice landing. Excited. Hell yeah. Celebrating with the crowd. Gets on the fence. Hell yeah. Top, mid layer, top layer, backflip. Hell yeah. So, oh shit. This man did a full celebratory flip, and then the horse. This is like in baseball when the batter does a bat flip and the pitcher don't appreciate it. So then they charge each other and just start squabbling. This is what happened. The dude flipped his bat and the horse wasn't having none of it. Boom. He flipped himself. Boom. Boom. Ran his ass clean over. Oof. Oh. Oof. He needs some milk. Oh, he hurting. You know, he got off that thing, and one of the many things that probably raced through his mind at that moment is, I ain't gonna be sore in the morning. I made it. I ain't gonna be hurting in the morning. And as fate would have it, he probably gonna be hurting in the morning. But on to the thing that everybody is looking towards, and we are talking, of course, about aliens. And the 14th, 46 UFO videos were supposed to get released. They did not. Allegedly, the letter did not get long. They're looking to get that. And a bunch of things have been happening. But most recently, about an hour ago from when I recorded this, Trump was talking at a Turning Point USA incident about the UFOs and what the Department of War is planning to release. And I haven't seen this yet. I only saw the tweet. Let's see what the president has to say. Let's see.
To begin releasing government files relating to UFOs and unexplained aerial phenomena. And I figured this was a good crowd because I know you people, you're really into that. I don't know if I am, but so I'm pleased to report today. I thought I'd save it for this crowd because you're a little bit out there, you know, a little bit. That this process is well underway, and we found many very interesting documents, I must say. And the first releases will begin very, very soon. So you can go out and see if that phenomena is correct. You'll figure it out. Let me know. Let me know.
He's trying to downplay it. That's my reaction. That's my reaction. If you want my real reaction, that he's trying to downplay. I hope this doesn't end up like the Epstein files, where we thought we were getting all of this information and we got diddly poo. I hope this doesn't turn out like the JFK files, where we said we were going to basically find it out and we didn't find anything new out. I don't have a lot of hope. Haven't. But, you know, maybe they prove us wrong. Maybe they prove us wrong by giving us a little bit of hope. Speaking of aliens, a Jeremy Corbell Sleeping Dog film is coming out. This is Alien Hour here at the Rizk Report. Let's see.
Your journalistic credentials mean jack shit. If you look in the 70s and 80s with the CIA, they used to have reporters on their payroll. They don't respect anybody.
Corbell is an investigative journalist who helped obtain and release the DoD footage of UFOs.
I've been holding a secret for about 11 years, and it's going to be extremely public. It's not a video of an alien. It's not a video of one crowd. It's more than that.
Years ago,
What is it?
I went searching for the truth about UFOs. And I found it.
He was the most curious kid ever.
First person that I pointed a camera at was John Lear.
John Lear, son of the famed aviation
Is this just about
class pilot.
The government has
Corbell?
30 and 50 alien bodies.
They're not going to come after you, not only you, they're going to come after your family. If I die, the story comes out.
It would represent one of the largest leaks in American history.
I don't know what to do, man. Is it worth it?
I don't love that. I don't love that it's basically a trailer teasing if they're going to give you any information. I mean, I'm going to still watch it because I'm fascinated with the topic, as you'll see. But I don't love that. We move on, continuing in the alien realm. And this is quite interesting. Aliens.gov moved out of park status. Now, we talked about this on episode 1 of the Rizk Report. A few days ago, the domain was effectively dead. No response, no server, nothing behind it at all. And now today, it's throwing an SSL error, which means that it is officially starting to be coded to be pointed at something. What that is, we do not know. But now that we have President Donald Trump saying that they're going to release stuff, I imagine this aliens.gov will probably be the hub that homes all of that disclosed information. As it says here in the tweet, it lines up with everything that's happening in the world right now. The push for UAP file release, missed deadlines at the Pentagon, the increased pressure from inside government officials, more and more stuff just keeps leaking out. So I'm telling you, we are at the point to where it's about to happen. It's about to go down, and it's about to be beautiful. And I think, I cannot wait for this information to come out. Aliens is like my one thing that like I nerd out about the most. And yeah, I love it for many of reasons. on to one of our last things before we get into the moment I know everyone's been waiting for. Everyone's been waiting for the last thing. But before we get into that, I saw this tweet and I said, this would be a fun thing to ponder. If aliens requested a meeting with a sole individual to represent the human race, whom should we send? Now, I definitely want to hear all of your guys' options. So chat, go ahead down below in the comment section, whatever you're watching this on, go ahead and tell me who you think we should send there. I got a few options, right? A few thoughts. We could send Rock. We could send John Cena. Those are two solid answers. I think if we wanted to confuse them, we could send them like Drewski. I think sending Drewski up there would be hilarious to meet with them. Kevin Hart might be another good one, although he might joke too much. I really think The Rock would probably be our best option, if we're being honest. But, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you have all been waiting for. I have gone on this mission lately of wanting to read more. I don't know what it is. I just randomly had this urge saying, I'm going to read more. There was no New Year's resolution. There was nothing that came about this. I decided we are going to start Habibi's book club. I'm going to read a bunch of books. We're going to discuss them, maybe talk to the authors or other people about them along this journey, and we will present it here for everybody. Now, our first book I already read, and I welcome you to go read it too. It's called The 4 Agreements, A Practical Guide to Personal Freedom by Don Miguel Ruiz. It is a book on wisdom, and if you want to pick it up and join the conversation based on anything that I'm talking about today, you can scan that QR code right down there, and it will take you to Amazon, an affiliate link. It won't cost you anything more, but it will help support the show by going through there. You can also check out the book down below in the description. Now, what do I think of this book? Out of 5 stars, giving it a 3.5. I don't think it was super groundbreaking. This is a book that relies on 4 rules, and in my opinion, I felt like they were pretty rudimentary. It was a good refresher, and would recommend this book to the version of myself that had just started going to therapy, was at rock bottom, and really, really stuck in the shit. If that's you or somebody you know, I recommend this book to them. If you felt like you've been in a rut lately and you just haven't felt like yourself and you need a good refresher, this is another great pick for you. But if you're looking for something that's truly going to change how you think and look about life, and you're going to have these ultra virtuistic thoughts after reading this, and you're just going to be locked in and all that stuff that comes with a great self-help and wisdom book like this, it's not going to be this book. You're not going to get that out of this. At least I didn't. It was one of those things that, like I said, great refresher. Didn't feel like I learned anything new. It was almost like sitting in class for something that you already knew and like love and know about. And you're just like, all right, can we get this over? Like, I already know how to do it. I don't need the instructions. I just want to go. That's kind of what it felt like. Really, by, I want to say, I could tell you what chapter. By chapter 3, really, which is the second agreement. That's after the introduction, the first agreement, and some other preludes. I was already kind of bored. You know, I finished it for the book club. It's an easy read, 138 pages. So not a long read. Read it in 2 days, which is why I'm launching the book club, talking about it and not saying we're going to read this. But yeah, so that is my thoughts on a practical guide, or excuse me, 4 Agreements, a practical guide to personal freedom. If you want my full review on it, you could subscribe to my Substack, which will also be linked down below. That's where we'll have the running list of all the books that are featured here in the book club, and then some books that aren't necessarily featured in the book club, but some books that I've read in the past, whether I read them in the military or, just at different points in my life, and that I like and appreciate. Those books are also listed in that Substack, and I'll also give more of a detailed written review to each book, and anything else that I might think of will be in that Substack. So go subscribe to that. Link in bio, link in description. officialrisk.substack.com will get you there. But with that book done, we have to get into our next book for the book club, and I already started it on that, and I am really enjoying this book. So the second book in Habibi's book club is none other Knives and Spoons by Luis J. Gomez, a memoir. Honestly, I'm 10 chapters in, I think. Yeah, I'm on chapter 10, about to get to chapter 10. I love this book. I've literally laughed out loud reading parts of this book. It is the easiest read of an autobiography that I could remember in a long time, written by Luis J. Gomez, who is comedian, Story Wars, Legion of Skanks, The Regs, Real Ass Podcast. Very funny comedian. I love watching his stand-up and his specials and his podcast. So I picked up the book. It was kind of one of the things that made me want to start the book club. I wanted to get this book and really wanted to not just get the book. I wanted to do more with the book. So it is number 2 in the book club. I will have it finished by the next episode, next Friday. And we will talk about the next book, which I already ordered, that will be coming in for the book club next. So what the plan is, I have about 40 books already picked out. Those will end up being on the Substack, on an Amazon book list. Anytime I talk about it, we'll do this little LRAP with the QR code. If you scan that QR code, where is it? Right there. You will be able to pick up Knives and Spoons. If you want to Amazon Prime it, you should be able to finish it with me, and we will talk about it on next episode. I already have a lot of things that I want to say about it, because like I said, I've been reading it, and it's a phenomenal book. And that's about it. I wanted to get back to live streaming, obviously having in a couple weeks with the move and getting obviously furniture and everything going on. But we will be back eventually full time. I think we're going to get in the swing of it next week full time. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that follow button, hit that share button, drop a comment down below, rate this 5 stars, whatever you're able to do on whatever platform you are partaking this in, do us a solid, do it right now. And until next time, y'all, this is the Rizk Report. I'm Jonathan Rizk. I ain't got much else to say. My mouth is dry. So peace.
Habibi on the mic, this the Rizk Report. Hot takes flying, stamping passports. Screw that feed, everything's a storm. Sit tight, we gon' make this make sense. News moves fast, but we move faster. Break it all down. That's the show, Habibi here to brief you on it. Talk about it.